Alright everybody, this is going to be my Star Wars The Acolyte Episode 8 review. This is the season finale. This has been just a crazy TV show. I've never seen the internet so divided over a show. It's been pretty poor in my opinion. There's been a couple bright spots here and there, but overall I think it's just, not a very good show. Now I will say right away that Episode 8 was one of the better episodes, but it did have a lot of the same problems that I've been having pretty much throughout the whole season. So the episode opens up with Camille and Osha back on the planet that was unnamed, which I'm pretty sure is the same planet that Luke was on. But anyways, basically Osha is going crazy. She's doing that witch mind game thing with Camille. And then they decide that they have to go and find Osha. Then we cut to Sol and May is getting out of her restraints, and then she, electrocutes Sol and then tries to escape out of the ship, and then they have a cool little chase scene in the galaxy, which I thought was alright. Then we see my boy David Harewood, who played Martian Manhunter in the CW DC shows. He pops up for a guest appearance. He's a senator that wants to review the Jedi. And Vernestra's like, there's been a bunch of casualties, don't worry about it. And he's like, hell no, what are you talking about? There's multiple casualties. You guys need to be reviewed. I don't agree with what's going on here. And honestly, I think he's in the right. Vernestra and some of these Jedis, they're lying. There's a bunch of dead Jedis. It's not looking good. And I just really don't like Vernestra, her attitude, the acting, nothing about this character has been interesting in the show. They also confirmed that she is the Jedi Master, the person who trained Camille, which I thought was extremely obvious. Some people were saying, they're not going to do that because it is so obvious, and no, she has a whip lightsaber, she whipped Camille, he went to the dark side exactly like I said, 4 weeks ago. But yeah, I just really don't like this character at all. Then we go back to Osha and Camille's basically saying, hey, last chance, do you want to be my pupil or not? And she keeps saying, no, I'm not my sister, no, no, no. But then she ends up going, and it's I don't understand why she's flip-flopping. You clearly want to go to the dark side now, so why do you keep saying yes, then no, then no, then yes? And it's just, come on, just pick something and go with it. Then Vernestra decides to go to Brendok with a whole bunch of Jedis and, investigate the area, look for Sol and all that. And once again, I don't like this character. She decides to blame everything on Sol, and I'm like, really? I get it. You want to cover up what happened. You don't want the Jedi to be, painted in a bad light. You want the Senate to be happy with what you're doing and all that, and they were already worried with all the casualties and everything. So if you just blame it on Sol, then you're technically good. I just don't like this character. Everything she does and says is just ridiculous. Blaming it all on Sol, I get it, but at the same time, I don't like it. Something I did like, though, was the lightsaber battle between Sol and Camille. It was a pretty long battle. It was pretty dynamic. I thought the choreography was pretty good. And I just really like Camille as a character, his fight style, his story, everything is really interesting to me, and I was really worried in this episode that he was going to get killed by maybe Osha or Sol or Vernestra or something, and I'm glad he's still alive, because he is easily the best part of the show in my opinion, so if he were to get removed from it, if they do end up making a season 2, it would already be, with a handicap because Camille's not there. But yeah, the fight that he had with Sol was really cool. I really like how he has one little mini lightsaber and then a long one. And, one of the times the hilt went flying and then he would whip it back in his hand, start fighting Sol. Really cool fight. He also had this really badass move where he throws both parts of his lightsaber and then goes to punch Sol as the lightsabers are being attracted to Sol. So it's a 3-hit combo basically. And then Sol just force blasts everything away. That was really, really cool. Then we're back to some dumb stuff because May and Osha are talking in their Brendok mine home, and who is it? I think it's May. She's blaming Sol on everything that Osha is enduring, all of her pain and suffering and all that. She's saying, it's Sol's fault, not yours. And I'm like, Sol didn't even do anything wrong. Your mama turned into a giant smoke demon witch monster. Obviously he's going to try to stop that thing. Especially because he saw May turning into that smoke too. Why wouldn't he stab that monster? I just don't understand the storytelling here because, if she didn't turn into a freaky monster and then have, smoke coming off of the child, okay, yeah, if he just killed the mom, yeah, that's not good, that's bad. But if in his mind he's protecting a child from a smoke demon, how is that bad? I don't get it. Then they proceed to fight each other, and it was just really cheesy with like the angelic singing in the background. It was really weird. Then we had this scene where May is getting Sol to confess to his crimes in front of Osha. And it was just so dumb. Like I said, I think he was 100% justified in his actions in stabbing Mother Anastasia. He probably didn't even think it was going to kill her because she was smoke. Like, why would a lightsaber kill smoke? But anyways, Sol confesses to killing Mother Anastasia, and then Osha just walks up to him, force chokes him, and kills him. And I'm like, what? Like, I get it, she's turned to the dark side, except it not fully because she's very wishy-washy. She's saying, I'm not my sister, I'm not gonna go to the dark side, blah, 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 blah. But then every opportunity she has, she does go, and it's like, okay, what are we doing here? But yeah, she kills Sol, he is dead. That is the last member of the Jedis that were on Brendok 16 years ago. They're all dead now. Osha does end up bleeding her Kyber crystal, and then it makes the lightsaber turn red. I thought that was pretty cool to actually see that being done in live action. But then after that, basically May and Osha, they escape. They find out that May actually got sucked into this tunnel thing and survived. So it wasn't Mother Coral that actually rescued May and, kept her alive, which now I'm like, okay, well, is Mother Coral dead or not? Like, we didn't get the answer in this episode. And I'm guessing they might, follow that storyline in Season 2 if we do get a Season 2, but I thought for sure Mother Coral was the one who saved May, and I thought for sure we would get the reveal in this episode that she was actually alive, so I was pretty surprised that we didn't. Then May has her memories wiped by Camille. Now, I think she's obviously going to regain those memories at some point. Maybe the twins end up combining and making one singular person, maybe in Season 2 or another project. But as of right now, May does not remember anything. What I found kind of dumb was that Vernestra was, feeling a lot of sympathy for May later on in the episode. She's like, oh, you poor girl, like, we've treated you so wrong. And I'm like, no, you didn't. The Jedi really didn't do anything that bad to May. If anything, it was the Sith, because Camille is the one who erased her memories. The Jedi didn't really do anything to May. If anything, May did a lot to the Jedi. She killed 3 out of the 4 of the Jedis that were on Brendok. My mistake, it was 2, because Camille killed 1, and then Osha killed the other one. But still, she killed 2 Jedi Masters. She was a Acolyte apprentice at some point. So the fact that they're just, overlooking all that just because of the memory wipe, I'm like, you should probably keep a close eye on her, because, you never know with these girls. They flip-flop all the time. She could go evil, next week and just start murdering Jedis. Keep an eye on that girl. Then the episode basically ends with the scene of Vernestra just blaming everything on Sol, giving him a funeral by lighting him on fire, sending him off in, a lake or a pond or whatever, and that's it. Then we do get a little Yoda cameo as well, just the back of his head. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We didn't get a whole lot of questions answered. We did get to see Darth Plagueis, though, which I thought was pretty cool. I thought we were going to get, a little bit more of him in this episode. It was really just a 1 or 2 second cameo. And we know that Leslie Headland said that she wanted the Acolyte show to be told through, the perspective of the Sith. So maybe he's going to be a bigger part in Season 2 if it happens. Maybe we get a young Palpatine in Season 2 as well, who knows? But yeah, overall, Episode 8 of The Acolyte was alright. It wasn't anything spectacular. It wasn't as bad as some of the other episodes. I'm gonna give this episode a 5 out of 10. Really, it was the lightsaber battles that kept me interested. Some of May's arc had me interested as well, her turning to the dark side, bleeding the lightsaber and all that. And then the Vernestra and Camille ties, I thought that was pretty interesting too. And then how Plagueis is going to factor into this whole story, I thought was pretty cool. But other than that, not that much happened that was amazing. I've seen some people saying this episode's an 8, 9 out of 10. I'm like, how though? Nothing really happened that was spectacular. I would say this is a completely average episode of television. Now that's just my opinion. You might think it's great, you might think it's absolutely terrible. I'm just letting you guys know how I feel about episode 8. So yeah guys, that is my review of The Acolyte, the season finale. It has been a roller coaster ride of a season. I think it started off alright, then it really dipped, then it went up a little bit, dipped again, so it was definitely roller coaster type of TV show. Overall, I would probably give the season a 4 out of 10. I don't think it's very good, But who knows, if they get a season 2, maybe it's a lot better.